Hey Summoners, and welcome back to another ProGuides video. My name is Dan, and today I'm going to be covering 10 of the latest and most powerful builds that have been rising in popularity in Korean solo queue. Since this preseason is just about to end, a lot of you have been asking for some new builds to climb with for that extra MMR before placements start. Luckily for you, we have a ton of connections with Korean Challenger, and there are a bunch of builds we want to share with you guys. Also, today's question of the day is, what's your most memorable moment in Season 9? Mine's gotta be all those times my team and I started preparing for Clash, and then being disappointed when the tournaments didn't work. Let us know all your answers in the comments below, and also, before we get started, are you always getting ganked? Constantly getting demolished? Don't worry, we got you covered. ProGuides is the #1 proven way to quickly level up your League of Legends skills. Whether you're looking for tier lists, champion guides, coaching, or courses from your favorite pro players, ProGuides is where you'll find them. Even players like Nightblue, Bunny Fufu, BoxBox, and Loco Doco support ProGuides. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and start improving right now. Alright, with all that being said, let's jump right into the video. At number 10, we have a new unique build for SENNA as an AD carry. When SENNA was first released, a lot of players were testing the waters with different builds for her, which included Hail of Blades, PTA, Conqueror, and many others. However, after a few weeks of testing, it was deemed by multiple pro players and SENNA mains that Dark Harvest and Fleet were the optimal routes for the ADC position. But recently in Korea, there has been a brand new build for her, which is now becoming the new norm. Glacial Augment SENNA has taken the Rift by storm and is spreading to other regions at a rapid speed. The Western regions like NA and EU have not caught on to this disgustingly broken build path, so it's crucial that you abuse it as soon as possible, before other players begin to find out. For runes, you'll take Glacial Augment, Magical Footwear, Biscuits, Cosmic Insight, followed by Precision Second for Presence of Mind, and Legend Alacrity. For items, it'll be pretty standard with Manamune, Berserker's Greaves, Runan's Hurricane, Rapid Fire Cannon, Essence Reaver, and an Infinity Edge. This build is most notably used by Korean ADC legends like Viper and Imp, but recently a few other AD carries have been taking Sorcery Second with this build for Mana Flow Band and Transcendence combined with lethality items instead of crit. Make sure to give both a try because they're so OP at the moment. At number 9, we have new OP build for generic ADCs, but we've been seeing it the most on XAYAH and SENNA. Now, this build is extremely strange and even caught our analysts off guard. Ever since the preseason started, we've been noticing a lot more support XAYAH in the Korean servers. This had us scratching our heads for a little bit because there's just no way that XAYAH is a viable support pick. However, as we looked more into it, it turns out that XAYAH was actually going ADC, but rushing the support item called Spectral Sickle. Now, I know what you're thinking, this has to be completely troll. However, let's compare the stats and value of Doran's Blade with Spectral Sickle. Doran's Blade grants 8 AD, 80 HP, 3% lifesteal, and costs 450 gold. Spectral Sickle grants 5 AD, 10 health, plus 2 gold per 10 seconds, does bonus damage with your spells and autos against champions or towers, and also upgrades itself for free to eventually become a warding item, plus a huge stat power spike. However, the trade-off with this item is that you'll start receiving less gold on excessive minion kills. But it turns out that the gold value is actually worth it because you'll be making it all back through the value of this item. In almost every replay or analyst watch for this build, the ADC with Sickle was down about 20 to 30 CS, but still ended up having a gold lead throughout the entire laning phase. They were pretty much just throwing away CS because they don't need the gold from creeps because they'll make it back from the passive of this item. Next up at number 8, we have a new jungle build for Elise. It's pretty set in stone right now that Domination is the best primary choice for Elise jungle. However, in patch 9.24b, our analysts noticed that a lot of Korean junglers have been using Conqueror instead of Electrocute or Hail of Blades. One of our analysts is actually an avid Elise player and was very skeptical about this build, but it turns out that it's pretty darn good. Against matchups where you'll be taking long extended trades, Conqueror is amazing. Even the best junglers in the world, like Peanut, Tarzan, and Clid, have been spamming Conqueror Elise in solo queue. You first want to stack Conqueror with your human form and then finish your combo with the spider form for the full 15% healing, combined with the extra Conqueror duration for melee champions. For runes, you'll take Conqueror, Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, followed by Sorcery Second for Water Walking and Nimbus Cloak. For items, it'll be pretty standard, with Red Smite Runic Echoes, Sork Boots, Zanyas, Morello, Leandries, and a Void Staff. At number 7, we have a unique build for the newly reworked champion, Diana. There's been a numerous amount of new builds for Diana this patch, but this one is truly unique. A few patches ago, the Balance team made an intentional, undocumented change which allows Diana to proc the passive of Ardent Censor by using her W. Recently, Diana mains have been abusing a build which involves rushing Ardent Sensor as her first item. This is an extremely gold-efficient build which provides a huge amount of stacks. For 2300G, you get 60 AP, 10% CDR, 50% base mana regen, 8% movement speed, and a ton of attack speed from your passive. This works very well with the rest of your kit because Diana is a champion who builds Nashers, so the Ardent passive is very valuable. For runes, you'll take Conqueror, Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, followed by Domination second for Sudden Impact and Ravenous Hunter. For items, you'll go Ardent Sensor, Nashers, Sork Boots, Zanyas, Deathcap, and a Void Staff. Next up at number 6, we have an infamous boosting strat build which is returned during the season. Taric mid with Master Yi jungle is back and better than ever. Since support items are changed to automatically upgrade themselves, it means that Taric can get away with even less gold than before and be more useful. On top of that, players have been spamming a new build for Taric, which involves taking Omnistone. For Taric's runes, you'll take Omnistone, Free Boots, Futures Market, Cosmic Insight, with Cheap Shot and Ultimate Hunter. For Master Yi's runes, you'll take Conqueror, Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, with Domination second for Sudden Impact and Ravenous Hunter. Taric and Master Yi's items will be standard, but the difference is the way you play. Taric will pretty much hold the mid wave for Master Yi while he clears his camps, and then gets funneled the minions later. Together, you want to make plays around the map using Taric and Yi ult for those easy 2v5 outplays. We've been noticing that players have been using this duo with insane win rates, up to 85% from bronze to high diamond. Alright, at number 5, we have a build for Thresh. The majority of this build will be very similar to the standard Thresh playstyle, but the only difference is in one specific item. Instead of going tankier support items like Knight's Vow, Redemption, or Zeke's, you'll instead be rushing Ashwelia's Reverie. This item is super underrated, and I highly recommend every Thresh player to try it out in a normal game. By purchasing this item, you'll be able to engage much faster while also roaming around the map at lightning speed. Combine this with Moby Boots and you'll make it from one side of the map to the other in no time. For runes, you'll go Aftershock, Font of Life, Bone Plating, and Unflinching, followed by Inspiration for Biscuits and Cosmic Insight. For items, you'll go Pauldrons of the White Rock, Moby Boots, Shirelia's, Redemption, Zeke's, and Knight's Vow. Coming in at number 4, we have a new build for ORNN top. ORNN has been seeing a lot more play recently, and there's been a new build for him which has been rising in popularity. Spellbook ORNN top is the new Korean favorite, and I have to admit it's quite good. A lot of notable Korean top laners like Flame, Sword, QAYAH, and Linderang have been using this build a lot in the preseason. Having that flexibility with your summoner's spells is really good on someone like ORNN, who can go from 1v1ing your counterpart to teleporting to the other side of the map. Things like Barrier, Cleanse, and Ignite are pretty underrated when it comes to split pushing and matching your Bruiser counterpart. For runes, you'll go Spellbook, Boots, Future Market, Cosmic Insight, followed by Resolve second for Second Wind and Overgrowth. Next up at number 3, we have a build for Aphelios. Since it's been a few weeks since his release, everything seems to be calming down and players have slowly adjusted to what seems like the 2 best builds for him. Firstly, we have the PTA route where you go PTA, Triumph, Bloodline, Coup de Grace with Boots and Biscuits. For items, you'll go Essence Reaver, Berserkers, Runans, IE, PD, and GA. And then there's the other build, which goes Conqueror, Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, Boots, and Biscuits with the exact same items. Both of these work extremely well, but you have to know when to use each specific one. For PTA, it's much better against squishy comps where you know you can play super aggressively. For Conqueror, you should only use it against comps where you'll have long extended fights such as tanky teams or bruisers. And at number 2, we have another build for generic junglers like Rek'Sai, Elise, Lee Sin, and many others. On the Korean server, there's been a hidden OP rune that every jungler has been spamming, which is Nimbus Cloak. Basically, any jungler who can run sorcery, primary, or secondary has been taking this rune because it makes your gank so much stronger. On top of that, it also helps you escape from stick situations thanks to the movement speed. They also like to combine the Nimbus Cloak with Celerity instead of water walking because they want to be as fast as possible. So next time you're playing as jungle, try going sorcery second and take Nimbus Cloak with Celerity. You won't regret it. And lastly, at number 1, we have a build for top lane Jace, which is being spammed by the most innovative player on the Korean server, Naguri. For a little backstory about Naguri, he's pretty much the single reason why Kleptomancy was removed from the game, because he spammed that rune in every Worlds match and single-handedly changed the meta. For patch 9.24b, Naguri is back at it again with a Jace build that involves taking Omnistone. This rune used to be an absolute joke, but ever since those huge buffs a few weeks ago, Omnistone is a viable rune choice that pros are abusing. For runes, you'll go Omnistone, Boots, Biscuits, Time Warp, with Taste of Blood and Relentless Hunter. For items, you'll go Umbral Glaive, into Yomu's, Ninja Tabby, Maw, Edge of Night, and Last Whisper. One thing to note is that Naguri always rushes Umbral Glaive because this is an extremely gold-efficient power spike. In addition to that, he also always goes Relentless Hunter to walk back to lane faster, and also never builds Duskblade or Sanguine Blade. He's also been spamming Omnistone on other champions like Kennen, Camille, and Rumble, so you can try it out on those champs as well. That's it for our OP Korean builds video. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please leave a like, comment, and sub to our channel to be notified of our next video. Make sure to check out our website for in-depth content and guides that were made by your favorite pro players. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you out in the Rift.